Clara hits the floor with a thud, naked, disoriented, and terrified. She scrambled to cover herself. The door swung open, and Principal Thompson stood there, his brow furrowed. "What in God's name?" he began, but Clara cut him off. I fell off the bed," she stammered, her voice trembling. She pushed me," Clara added, pointing a shaky finger in my direction. My heart hammered against my ribs. I knew what this looked like. We were both in deep trouble, but then Amanda stepped forward, her face pale but resolute. "Sir," she said, her voice surprisingly steady. "It wasn't like that. I was the one who tried to initiate things. It was my fault." Principal Thompson looked from Amanda to Clara and then to me. He seemed to be searching for the truth in our eyes. Finally, he sighed. "All right, I'll deal with this in the morning. Everyone, out." The next morning, the entire school was assembled. Clara was brought to the front, her head bowed. Principal Thompson's voice boomed across the assembly ground as he announced her expulsion. He didn't stop there. Furthermore, he continued, due to the nature of her offense, she will be handed over to the authorities. Prison, the word echoed in my mind, cold and heavy. Clara was being sent to prison. My stomach churned. I was just as guilty as she was, maybe even more so. But Amanda had taken the fall for me. She had saved me. After the exam period, Amanda, my school mother, showered me with gifts. New clothes, expensive jewelry, and wads of cash filled my bags. She even bought me a new phone, the latest model. "You deserve it, my dear," she said, her smile warm and indulgent. "You have worked so hard." Before I left for the holidays, she took me aside. "I have something for you," she whispered, pulling me into a close embrace. Then she kissed me. It was a quick kiss, but it sent jolts of electricity through me. I kissed her back. I spent the holidays in my luxurious house, a gift from Amanda. But even surrounded by comforts, I couldn't stop thinking about her. Her kiss, her touch, her smile, they were all etched into my memory. School resumed, and the emptiness I felt without Amanda grew. I missed her terribly, and I began to realize that my feelings for her were more than just gratitude or infatuation. I was in love with her. One afternoon, as I was talking with Amanda on the phone, two girls in my class, Pearl and Chioma, overheard our conversation. We were using pet names for each other, whispering sweet nothings and making plans for our next dates. I didn't realize they were listening until I heard Pearl snicker. The next day, the news had spread like wildfire. Everyone knew about me and Amanda. I was mortified. To make matters worse, Principal Thompson was transferred and a new, stricter principal took his place. Amanda, bless her heart, found out who started the rumor. She confronted Pearl and gave her a thorough dressing down. Pearl, though shaking, was not one to take things lying down. Driven by revenge, Pearl went home and told her mother everything. She exaggerated the details, painting me and Amanda as depraved and immoral. Pearl's mother, a prominent member of the PTA, was furious. She stormed into the school the next day, demanding that the principal take action. One evening, Amanda and I were together in the house. We were alone, and the atmosphere was charged with unspoken desire. We started to touch each other, exploring each other's bodies. Lost in the moment, we didn't hear the door open. Pearl's mother burst into the room, her face contorted with rage. She had called the police. The room was filled with the flashing lights of police car. Clara was arrested on the spot. I couldn't sleep that night. I was consumed by fear and guilt. The next morning, the reality of what had happened hit me like a ton of bricks. Clara was gone. She had been taken away. At the assembly, the new principal announced Clara's expulsion and subsequent arrest. The charges were read out loud, each word a hammer blow to my heart. I could see Pearl in the crowd, a smug look on her face. I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. Then I heard a sob. It was Clara's mother. Her father was there trying to comfort her, but she was inconsolable. Clara was sentenced to 10 years in prison. 10 years? The number echoed in my head, a life sentence of its own. My life was ruined. My reputation was shattered. My dreams were crushed, and it was all because of Pearl and my own cowardice. Unbeknownst to me, Amanda's mother was the owner of the school. Amanda was untouchable. She had been sent abroad to study, while I was left to face the consequences of my actions. I wasted 10 years of my life, consumed by bitterness and regrets. I failed my parents, who had placed all their hopes on me, and it was all because of Pearl and my own weakness. I vowed to myself that I would find her. I would make her pay for what she had done. I was coming for you, Pearl. Your life had just begun. And Amanda, I would never forgive her for leaving me to face the music. She knew her mother owned the school. She knew Clara would take the fall. She used me and then discarded me like a used toy. I would make her pay too. My revenge would be complete.